Hello, this is Evan Rogers coming at you with another Evan's Easy Japanese. If you're catching me through YouTube, check out the website www.evanseasyjapanese.com for exciting things that hopefully will eventually happen with the website. Right now it's still a bit young, but I'm working on it. Here we go. Today's lesson we are doing, lesson 6, location ni and ga. You can find these worksheets and the sort at the website, so go check it out. Or else I will crush you with my iron fist. We have new vocabulary today. This is a vocabulary intensive lesson. As you can see, what is that? That's 18 new words. You can handle it, can't you? Yeah, you can. That's right. You can. Starting off from the top left, the word gakko. Everyone, gakko. This means school. In general, a school. You could use this kind of like in your Dungeons and Dragons campaign or whatnot. You know, it's a magic school. Gakko. Here we have kyokai. Kyokai, a church. This is good for, obviously, clerics and the sort. Shiro. Shiro. It's a castle. There are some famous castles in Japan, like Miyajima Shiro. Yeah, cool places in Japan, castles. Here we have michi, which is a road, michi. And we have next maho. Maho. This is the word for magic. As fellow nerds, I'm sure you're aware of the difference between the word magic and spell. So remember, this is magic. Magic is sort of the energy that exists, whereas a spell is a specific funneling of that magical energy, yada yada yada. We got some animals up in here. Shika. Deer. Shika. I don't know, maybe you guys hunt deer or something. Here we have shonin. Shonin. Merchant. Next we have osama. Osama, which is the word for king. Sama is the suffix to a person's name to show that they are awesome and gnarly in every way. It shouldn't be used as lightly as I see it used around the internet. However, you know how the internet is. I just remember Sama is like your awesomeness. Next, more animals. Uma, a horse. You're probably going to have a horse sometime in your campaign. Uma. Inu, dog. Neko, cat. Ushi, cow. Bakemono, bakemono. We have a monster right there. Next we have some verbs. Imas and arimas. Both mean to exist, to be, to, well, you know, to exist and to be. Both of those mean those things. Imas, used with the specific definition, is for animate objects, basically living things that can move on their own. If it can move on its own, it's animate. However, I don't think self-moving robots count. And I think this does kind of also qualify for undead, which technically don't move of their own accord. Anyway, imas used for things that generally move on their own. Arimas, things that don't generally move on your own. For example, shatsu ga arimasu. Shatsu is the word for shirt. T-shatsu ga arimasu. I have a t-shirt. Watashi ga imasu. I exist. My shirt exists. Next we have the particle ni. Ni. This is generally to, at, into, things like that. It is used in this lesson to designate the location of existence of an object. It is not used when discussing where an activity took place. That is a different particle. Where you eat is not ni. It is not ni, it's a different particle. Ni is used for where a non-action occurs. Hopefully that makes sense. Am I standing too close to the camera? I don't know if you can see my glorious bald head. Next we have ga. Ga, this is the real subject marker. So far we've been using wa. And just like my wife said to me the other day when I had a sentence up on the board, yeah, wa is a little bit weird in a lot of the situations. Wa is much more of a contrast particle and an overarching subject marker. Whereas this is the actual subject marker, ga. Everyone, ga. Hopefully you said it there. Ga. Doko means where. Where. Doko. So let's just make a random, completely random sentence off the top of our head while we have these vocabulary words up here. Let's ask, where is the horse? As you probably already remember, the word to make a sentence a question, we use the particle ka. That's right, ka, at the end of a sentence. So uma ga, the horse, is the subject of the sentence. Uma ga doko ni, uma ga doko ni, the horse, at where, imasu ka, where is the horse? Uma ga doko ni imasu ka, where is the horse? Notice I didn't use arimasu because horses totally are animate objects. Alright. With that brief and totally unorganized introduction, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how these particles are used. Oh no, the vocabulary is being destroyed. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we already encountered questions. They all end in ka. So that's how you make a question. Obviously we've already encountered that it's a ka. The verb that we're generally using today is arimasu and imasu, so I'm going to write those in fancy new color. We'll stick with imasu for now. Imasu ka, and the location of that thing we mark with a ni, then have the location. And regarding the subject, let's throw it in blue. We've already encountered, oh, ga is actually new. What am I talking about? Ga. And we mark that with the subject. Subject. Was it green? Location. And whatever your verb is going to be. Be careful with the ni. That verb is it's going to be limited to only a few verbs. Actually, very, very few verbs. Very frequently used verbs, but only a few specific verbs. Is location, existence, and living in a location. You don't really actively live at a location, so it gets the ni particle. But we haven't learned that verb. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Alright, so basically we just plug in words. However, we only have so many words we can plug in because we chose the verb imasu. Well, you didn't, I did. I'm talking like you're here with me. The verb is imasu, which is for what type of subjects? Animate subjects. That's right, animate subjects. Like people, like a barbarian. Like barbarians, barbarian ga. And because it's a question, we could use doko. Let's throw in doko like we did last time. Doko. Barbarian ga doko ni imasu ka? Where is the barbarian? Barbarian wa doko ni imasu ka? Barbarian wa doko ni imasu ka? Answering the question, just basically the exact same thing without the ka. Imasu. Location. And this is a common first level Japanese mistake that I see all the time on the internet. I can always tell when a new student to Japanese is typing or is writing something on the internet because they relentlessly use a subject. Well, we're talking about barbarians, so we don't really need to talk about them in the answer. However, if you really wish to, we can throw the subject here. We do not need this. We do not need this. Because we already know what we're talking about. We're talking about barbarians. Alright, let's give these barbarians a location. Where's a cool place for a barbarian? Using a new word. The barbarians invaded the church, how about? We got a bunch of barbarians who just conquered the church of, I don't know, the church of Jim Bob. Oh no, how about The Church of Banjo, if you're a Order of the Stick fan. The Church of Banjo the Clown. Alright. Barbarian ga kyokai ni imasu. Oh no, すみません. That you haven't learned all that yet. Barbarian wa doko ni imasu ka? I'm asking you a question. Barbarian wa doko ni imasu ka? Then you reply, oh, kyokai ni imasu. They are at the church. Kyokai ni imasu. You could do a castle. Shiro ni imasu. You can do anything you want to there. Word. Alright, also, right here, if we wish to, I'm going to erase barbarian since it's not necessary. How about we describe which church we're talking about? I don't know, let's go with like just common everyday like Loki or something like that. How do we describe a noun with another noun? Loki, Roki, katakana. How do we describe a noun? How do we describe a noun using a noun? The no particle. I hope we learned that earlier. If we didn't, then I'm jumping ahead. Anyway. Roki no kyokai ni imasu. I might be jumping ahead. I wrote all these basic lesson plans a while ago. And maybe I haven't introduced you to ownership. I think I did, didn't I? Yeah. Pretty sure I did. Alright. Roki no kyokai ni imasu. Now we're answering which church? Barbarian ga doko ni imasu ka? Roki no kyokai ni imasu. They're at the church of Loki. Cool. Just gonna erase the subject here because we're gonna use a new subject. Let's use a arimasu. Arimasu ka? Let's show that we don't need to use the doko word for this pattern. Alright, so what are we talking about? Let's ask where the monster is. Where's the monster? Bakemono. Oh, what am I? That's katakana. Bakemono ga. This could also be wa, however I'm trying to emphasize the ga particle. Once again, just briefly mentioning the difference between wa and ga. This shows emphasis and or comparison. And so in this situation, if we use wa, what we're saying is, as for the monsters, ignoring everything else that could possibly exist, where are they? And if we're using ga, we're just saying, yo, the monsters, where are they at? Bakemono wa? I could be talking about anything, however, I'm specifically talking about monsters. Out of everything in the universe, I'm picking monsters. Bakemono wa? Then let's go with a different location that might be more exciting. Are the monsters at school? Yeah. Alright, じゃあ学校にあります. Oh, bakemonos aren't. I totally screwed up. Sorry, bakemonos don't use arimasu. Alright, let's go with, oh, I don't know, just go with, how about we go with an old-fashioned one, enpitsu. What does enpitsu mean again? Can anyone remember? Bueller? That's pencil. Enpitsu ga gakkou ni arimasu ka? Are there pencils at school? Gakkou ni enpitsu ga arimasu ka? Booyah. What would be a good answer? Any ideas? It's a yes-no. Because this isn't doko, it's now a yes-no question, right? So we'd say something along the lines of, Hai! You just say, arimasu. Hai, arimasu. Or, Hai! Gakkou ni arimasu. Things like that. Or if you want to say no, oh, we haven't learned negative verbs yet. That's for a later lesson. Alright, there you go. We have some examples on lesson 6, just to help you guys figure it out. From the top left to the bottom right. O-sama wa doko ni imasu ka? Where is the king? O-sama wa, as for the king, doko ni imasu ka? Where is he? Where does he exist? Where is he at? Uma ga michi ni imasu. The horse is on the road, at the road. Mahou no gakkou wa doko ni arimasu ka? Where is the magic school? Uma ga imasu. There's a horse. I got a horse. A horse exists. You know, you're scouting out ahead, and inside the forest, you see a horse. And you're like, whoa, Uma ga imasu. Huh, sugoi ne. Alright, next we have enpitsu ga arimasu. Enpitsu ga arimasu. Is there a pencil? Or I have a pencil. There is a pencil. Inu wa imasu ka? Do you have a dog? Is there a dog? Depending on context, the exact translation is different. That's why you might be confused as to why, wait, this one says, I have a pencil. This one says, is there a pencil? Depending on the context, it can be either of them. Alright, goblin ga imasu. There is a goblin. Or possibly, I have a goblin, depending on the situation. Maybe you have a goblin tied up and you're beating him repeatedly. I don't know. Neko ga imasu. There's a cat. I have a cat. Ono ga arimasu. I have an axe. This one's pretty good. I'm going to skip down the last row. Barbarian wa ken ga arimasu. The barbarian has a sword. The barbarian is sword existing. Bakemono ga imasu. There's a monster. Alright, cool. That's a lesson. See you guys.